Donald Trump engaged in deceptive business practices and tremendous fraud. Donald Trump falsely, knowingly inflated his net worth by billions of dollars to unjustly enrich himself, his family, and to cheat the system. Donald Trump may have authored the art of the deal, but he perfected the art of the steal. This long-running fraud was intentional, egregious, illegal.
A little much, don't you think? My goodness gracious, overdoing her lines. Stalking President Trump in this fake trial, a totally fake trial. He was innocent, we know it. She turns out to be very, very guilty. Part of that trial, the judge it was preposterous, said that this billion-dollar estate, Mar-a-Lago, is worth $17 million. Hey, take a look at this. Sylvester Stallone has a very nice house, okay? It's about 1/8 the size of Mar-a-Lago. It's $110 million, all right, in the same neighborhood. Anyway, there's an investigation underway. Tish James, the Attorney General of New York, who strangely calls this shack in Virginia her official house. Actually, I take that back. It's not a shack. I didn't realize it was one building at first. I thought it was two. So that's a decent house, but why the hell would she be living there? It's totally crazy, and Joel Gilbert, film producer, author, investigative journalist, has figured this whole thing out. He's done groundbreaking work along with his colleague. Joel, congratulations. You kind of really brought this all to light. How much trouble is she in, and go through why?
I think Tish James is in big trouble. She set the standard. She said no one is above the law. You can't game the system for personal benefit. And New York State is an open record state. I just went online and looked at the records of her mortgages going back to 1983. Her first mortgage she took out, she pretended that her father was her husband, as if she'd married her father. Her and her father applied for a mortgage as husband and wife and got lower interest rates. And I just tracked every single mortgage that Letitia took out. The big one was when she bought an apartment building in 2001 in Brooklyn on Lafayette Avenue, and the certificate of occupancy says that it's 5 apartment units. And I went out to the building myself and counted 5 doorbells and 5 mailboxes. But Letitia James was taking out a loan at 10%, an adjustable mortgage rate in 2005, and it went up to 10% by 2011. It started at 5%. So she wanted to refinance on the back of the American taxpayer, and she took out a federal HAMP loan under the TARP program, and she got a 2.7% loan by falsely claiming that her apartment building only had 4 units when it really had 5. The HAMP loan was not available to someone who had a 5-unit or higher building. So Tish James also, as you showed, that my colleague Sam Antar found in Norfolk, Virginia, she claimed that that would be her primary residence in a house that she bought with her niece. She falsely claimed she did it to help her niece because she had 2 children. Turns out her 2 children were adult convicted felons and not little children like she tried to make it to sound like. So Tish James is a serial mortgage fraudster going back to 1983. And I think she's in serious trouble. Today, Ed Martin was appointed as a special prosecutor to look into Letitia James' mortgage dealings. I laid them out in a series of articles on the Gateway Pundit detailing all this serial mortgage fraud. And I just had to wonder, where in the world did Letitia get the idea to charge Trump with mortgage fraud? Well, it turns out, she knew a whole lot about mortgage fraud because every single mortgage transaction she's done since 1983, I believe, is fraudulent, and all the proof is right there on the New York City public websites.
Take a look at her denial. This came to light. Now it's like we have a DOJ investigation, a special prosecutor also possibly looking into how she waged these cases against President Trump. Here she is denying everything on local TV.
Let me just say to all New Yorkers and to all Americans, the allegations are baseless. The allegations are nothing more than a revenge tour.
It seems to be based on some social media posts that I know were made by partisan political actors.
All right. Do we have the other one? All right. So she goes on to say nothing. She goes on to say, I'm not going to litigate this on television. It's a very simple kind of thing that she may have done here. If she can't answer it, it indicates she's in trouble, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you watch those true crime videos on YouTube and they haul the guy in, arrest him, and bring him into the interrogation room, and they say, okay, this is your chance to tell the truth. Tell us your side of the story. And the person says, I think I need a lawyer. So that's what Letitia James is doing. Her denials are baseless. The evidence is just clear. You cannot claim that you only have 4 units in your building to get better interest rates. She saved, I calculated, about $44,000 per year on the back of the American taxpayer by falsely representing her property repeatedly year after year, including saying that her primary residence would be in Virginia, even though she was the Attorney General of New York State.
Hey, listen to this.
Yeah.
I think the pressure's getting to her, all right? This does not seem like a sane person. This is after we found out, and you did your reporting, she goes up to Harlem and starts yelling her head off. Check this out, A22.
Attacking the most vulnerable New Yorkers, and you want me to sit in my seat and stand idly by and allow this craziness to happen? You can come after me if you want, but you elected me to stand up. You elected me to use the law. You elected me to go to court. You elected me to continue to challenge this administration. You elected me to stand up for the least of God's children. You elected me to continue fighting on, and I will fight on.
I voted for the other guy. I didn't elect you to anything. She's crazy.
Yeah, look, this is going back to Bill Clinton. When public officials commit crimes like Clinton did with the Lewinsky case, they try to wrap themselves in the cloak of righteousness by going to black churches, by going to the civil rights groups and professing their innocence. So there you saw Letitia pulling the same thing, trying to pretend that she's some kind of Martin Luther King style preacher. But it just shows you, as you said, she's sweating it right now. And they have a grand jury, and they're going to look at this evidence. I think it's a cut and dry case.
Me too. And you had a big part in this. Joel Gilbert, the film producer, go to Joel S. Gilbert on X. That's the best place, and you'll see all your amazing content. Thank you, sir, very much. To be continued, and we'll be right back.